How's everybody doing today? How's it going? We are live. Just that light there. This light right over my head there. We're live. And just want to get this bet. MGM is a great deal for the first time user their app or website. Got a risk-free bet of up to $1,000. All the information is in the show box below. So, how's it going?
Oh, I'm doing great today. I started my day off with a nice winter in Bulgaria with Arda Kardzali, and I'm drowning in soccer this week, so I couldn't be better right now.
Yeah, I gave out today as my premium play on I gave out 2 picks. My premium play was Eintracht Frankfurt -1 today. They're at 2-0.
Yeah.
And my other play was Union Berlin, I think, which they ended up winning in extra time, so that probably actually didn't even win. So that one was had to go a little I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for here. I went a little bit. All these people on my these videos, man. Everybody who's apparently the best handicappers in the universe, kind of go on the videos every time I lose a game and just talk trash. I'm like, listen, man, like, where are your picks today? And it's crazy. And then over the weekend, I hit every single game I put in. So it was crazy. I went 8-0. But yeah, so I went a little bit old school and just was like, listen here, we're gonna talk about some things. And I told them, hey, now you got to go pay for my baseball picks because I'm not giving you free ones anymore. You guys want to break my balls about it, and then I end up winning all these games on the weekend. They can go pay for them. So. But the soccer pet, man, it was crazy this weekend. I think our picks did pretty well, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I actually, I don't even remember, but I know we definitely had some winners, probably some losers.
Well, I know. Let me pull this up here, share the screen.
Yeah, I forgot to tweet them out this time. I should have done that. I will be tweeting out the plays today for sure. Nice lineup.
I had I know on the weekend I didn't do the Liverpool City game, didn't do well. The Munich Leipzig game, that was a crazy game.
PSV won 5-3 over Ajax.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. We were watching both those games. I had them on at the same time, both 5-3 games. If you had Paderborn -9, you won.
-9, my God.
Trabzonspor with a huge win, 4-0.
That's my Trabzonspor.
And then I think on Sunday, I know I had PSG. I thought was going to win. I had the over in the DC United game, and that looked like it was a done deal. And then they scored twice at injury time, so that was a little bit crazy.
That was a premium play for me as well. I don't know what happened. I was watching. I couldn't watch the actual game, but I was watching the play-by-play, and I was going into the 90th minute, saying to myself, you know what? MLS games have 2 goals in the last 90 minutes all the time. Where's my 9 minutes stoppage time? And sure enough, 4 minutes stoppage time. I don't know how they scored those 2 goals, but that was just a pathetic collapse by Orlando because DC didn't deserve to win that game.
Yeah, that's right. Austin FC wins again. I mean, they're just like a machine at this point.
On the road, 2-0.
On the road, over 1.5 goals. I mean, that won us a lot of money. There was 2 4-4 games this weekend, which was crazy. And one of them was the first game of the day, which and then, the Union just absolutely annihilated the Dynamo there. I know we had that game, but this is what I'm saying for these games, the MLS.
Yeah, I think I said Minnesota and over. So
yeah, when you go into these games, you're trying to showcase the league, and your 3 o'clock match is 4-4. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, and then one of your next games on TV is 4-4, and then your late game is 2-2 with a lot of goals. I mean, it helps to spread these games out. But I guess maybe finally they're listening here. Let's see, Bill. Yeah, Bill. City. I didn't even think they played poorly there. I thought they just, the handball was a little unfortunate. I think if the handball doesn't come, maybe they score a goal there. But I don't know if you took any of the MLS games this weekend, Bill. But I liked the Bayern game was pretty interesting. And our guy, I hope you had Nkunku to score. Because he got that penalty there. That play, did you see that? Did you see Twitter with Danny Olmo, that play that he did where he rolled the ball over to the sideline and stopped it right on the line. It was almost over the line, but it wasn't. And then the ref, the AR was right there. And as soon as the Bayern Munich guy went to pick the ball up, he called it wait for a handball, and they got a free kick right down by the goal. It was pretty interesting. It was really smart play. I'd never seen that before. I was like, man, that's a pretty interesting game. That game, they almost got back into it, Leipzig, but once again, the Bundesliga, man, 5-3. I mean, they're just, when these teams play, there's going to be a ton of games, ton of goals, and they're going to be crazy overs. I mean, the over was 3.5, and it was never in doubt. Which is crazy.
Yeah, we did mention, 2 German teams equals a lot of goals in that one, even though we had no idea what lineups are going to get thrown out. But my God, 5-3.
Yeah, and Eintracht Frankfurt scored again, so that's 3-0. They're playing really well. Part of the thing when I talked about this in my, in the games today, when you looked at these DFB Pokal games from Saturday and Sunday, like Schalke 5-0, there were some high scoring games. Augsburg 4-0, Arminia Bielefeld 7-1. These 9-1 for Mönchengladbach. I mean, they weren't taking these lower league teams lightly. Mainz 3-0. I mean, they were just pummeling teams. So I thought today, Frankfurt was probably a pretty decent play, especially, they're 10 days out from the Super Cup against Real Madrid. So I figured they were probably going to try to start their lineup here. But there's a game in Brazil tonight, Santos and Fluminense.
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't, I'm not really sure what to make too much of it because Santos isn't a bad team at home. I know Fluminense is playing so well right now, but
that line is tough. I mean, Fluminense plus 140, but Santos, once again, at home. I mean, it's yeah, Bill, listen, that was their second game. And they played 2 games in 24 hours in different countries. They played Saturday, they played Atletico Madrid, and they played, some of their guys. And then yesterday they played Rayo Vallecano, and it was basically, Eric Ten Hag just wanted to get an extra game and get the other guys that didn't get 90. He wanted all the guys to have 90 minutes over the weekend, all the pivotal guys. So I think that game was more about just trying to get guys game time, so they weren't really worried about the score as much. But they got Starnacho, our guy, the 18-year-old guy, some game time and stuff like that. So I did, when I saw the lineup and I saw the bench, I wasn't really sure what to make of it. I thought there'd be some goals, but the friendlies. I mean, I think you say it a lot with these friendlies that you just don't know what the motivation is for some of the coaches. Sometimes I'll go through and I'll read the comments. As we're getting closer, I'm leaving Friday to go over to that game. And as we start getting closer, these real games now obviously are different, but when there's still teams playing friendlies this week. I know Atletico Madrid has a few, and some of the coaches aren't worried about the results. They just want to get guys game time, and they're not worried. So that's what you kind of have to know sometimes about these games. And they're tough to – you think they should win that game, but, if his motivation is, look, we just want to knock the ball around and play against the team that might sit back or something like that, they're not really – yeah, that's the danger of the betting the friendlies. But now, we don't really have to worry about that because, from tomorrow on is all regular matches there. So, big day. So did you look at these? What's the first thing you looked at? The Champions League?
Oh, man, I looked at everything. I'm drowning here. Champions League, Europa League. I even looked at the Conference League because why not? But there's too many matches there. I don't look at all of them. It's like 20 still. And I looked at Copa Libertadores. Tried to look at Sudamericana, didn't like it. I even looked at the midweek MLS card because apparently there's Tuesday, Wednesday matches, but there's only like 7. So I think these are like some makeup games maybe. They figured, hey, UEFA's got Champions League and Europa League going. Brazil's got their Champions League. We got to shove something in there midweek. Why not?
I think some of them too are like the Red Bulls played Barcelona on Saturday. So I think some of those games are teams that play, Charlotte played,
they got postponed actually.
Yeah, what were the Floods?
Something. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that game got canceled. And so I assume there's been a few of those this year. So I assume this is probably a few makeups and what you said, because I do remember not seeing a few teams there on the
Earthquakes,
even though there was 14 Saturday games.
Yeah, the Earthquakes played Celta Vigo. So there's been some games where these teams have played some European teams. So
that's the other thing I don't like about the MLS schedule. I know we rag on it a lot, but like the fact that some weeks you don't even have every team playing when you have like 30 teams in the league. Like I've noticed. So what is there? This 28 exactly. There should be at least 14 games every week. And some weeks there's only like 10 or 11, or there's 12, and they're all shoved on Saturday, and you're like missing 2 games. And this is why we get situations where now you have like a Tuesday, Wednesday, where there's only 7 games between the two. It's like a half week.
Yeah, and then you see, there's games Friday too. I just looked at the schedule here. When you look at the schedule for the MLS, there's Friday, August 5th. Like Vancouver's playing. I think that's more. And then there's only one game on Saturday. Like what? Like that can't be right. Then maybe they just don't have the lines out for that.
You know what? That's what it is. Because I saw that and I was like, why one game? And when I looked it up, there's there. So I kind of just made the assumption. I was like, I guess they don't have lines yet for those games.
Yeah, they don't have lines because you see here, there's 8,000 games.
I thought the same thing though. I looked at that. I was like, one Friday game and one Saturday game with Thursday in between, and then there's like 4 on Wednesday. I was like, what is this scheduling?
There's one Friday game and every other game on the weekends on Saturday, and then there's nothing again until the next Saturday.
Oh my God, no, not even a Sunday game. I don't even get my DC Orlando.
It's so crazy. And then the next week it's all Saturday, and then there's 2 Sunday, and then there's a Tuesday, and then some Wednesday, Friday. Oh man,
this is why we complain about it,
amongst other things. Yes,
get your crap together, MLS.
Yeah, so let's look at the Champions League, I guess, first. And then the good thing is, Foxy, good weekend of bets, won 2 parlays, cased out 2 parlays on the last game. England women outright winners, just 1 parlay I lost on last game with Vasco at home. Yeah, so that's good weekend for you. We'll see this. All right, so Tuesday. There's the 1 o'clock. There's no early games. No early in the morning games. There's Wednesday. There's a couple 12 o'clock games. So the 1 o'clock game, 1:45, 2:45, and let me pull this Champions League here. I'm watching a little bit of this Watford, Sheffield United. Now, if I was over there, I'd be in a box right now at this game. So. Watford just scored. Nice goal. João Pedro. You know what? I like Watford in this game a little bit because you see their lineup and they're pretty good. It's a Premier League lineup, but I knew Sheffield United was pretty good last year. But this Watford team was like plus 140 today, and I'm like, man, this team is pretty good. Sheriff out of the gate, yeah. Sheriff. Tomorrow. So this is the first legs here against Victoria Pilsen. You got Sheriff at home plus 185. Ludogorets plus 210 at home against Zagreb. Monaco plus 102 against PSV, who just played this weekend. He's offside too. Wow. USG against Rangers, and then Rangers who had to come back and win on the weekend. And then Benfica minus 345 against Midtjylland, who just about scraped through. But, this Benfica team lost some players, obviously Darwin Nunez. Any of those games stand out for you right away?
Yeah, quite a few of them. We'll start with Ludogorets. I think I like Ludogorets straight up in this game. I don't like the way Dynamo Zagreb's been playing at all. I've mentioned this before. I didn't like the way they played against Scoopy. They tied 2-2 at home, and then they did win the second leg 1-0 in Scoopy. But, that was a weird match for me because I was watching the first half of that, and after they scored, just the way they were playing, I said to myself, oh, I don't know if the plus 1.5 is going to stand up on this. And then we get 20 minutes into the second half, and all of a sudden I found myself saying to myself, now – this might be going to extra time because all of a sudden Scoopy took control of that game late, and they started to pressure Dynamo Zagreb a lot. Now you look at their league on the surface, it looks like a team that's in good form. They haven't lost a match in like 16 or something like that, and they've won, I think, like 5 of their last 7 just this season with the friendlies in there. But at the same time, like this team, they won their last 2 league matches 5-1 and 4-1. They played a team on the weekend. They're coming off a 5-1 win, Istra. Istra has finished 9th place the last 5 straight seasons in the Croatian league. And for those of you who don't know how many teams are in Croatia, there's only 10 teams in the league. So 9th, 5 straight seasons, not very good. The other team, they won 4-1 to start the season. That was a team that hasn't finished better than 6th place in the last decade. So they're beating up on bad teams in their league. I don't like the way they've treated these Champions League games at all. I think Ludogorets, they're coming off a 5-0 win. They've been playing very well lately, really ramping up with the goals, scoring a lot. They're a great team at home. I like Ludogorets. I think they're going to take this game seriously. They know Dynamo Zagreb is a team that's in the Champions League group stage every year. And if they want to get past them, they can't dick around in the first leg like some of these teams like to. This is their home leg. This is their chance to get a lead going into Croatia. I like Ludogorets to come away with the win here.
Yeah, I think so too. You get the bonus of them at plus 210, which is a little bit ridiculous. If you're a little bit, a little bit nervous about the line, you can get Ludogorets at a pick at plus 118, but you're losing a little bit of value there. But you can do that as well. But Ludogorets at plus 210 looks like pretty decent value here. This Monaco PSV game is interesting because Monaco lost to Shmeni, and I know they finished second last year in France. PSV just played really well this weekend. I would probably side with goals in this game, but they did play twice last year in the group stages, and Monaco won 2-1 on the road, and drew 0-0 at home against PSV. I believe that was in the Europa League. But any play on that game?
Yeah, I like PSV plus the half in this one. Monaco, like you said, they've lost some players. They've made some nice signings too, and they were a really good team at home last year. But I don't know. I watched this team a lot because I really like them personally in the French league, and just watching them in these European competitions over the last year, they never come to play in the first leg, whether it's home or away. That's why this taking away the away goals is perfect for them. They love pushing it to the second leg, just trying to come away with a draw. I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they can do that here. Sorry. I think if they try to do that here, PSV is going to eat them. PSV has won their last 3 straight. 2 of those were friendlies, but one was the 5-3 cup match against Ajax. Maybe Ajax. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? They scored 5 goals. They were winning 4-3 before Ajax was even given the red card. So Ajax, maybe they weren't trying their best in that game, but like I said, I think this is a PSV team that could challenge them for the title this year. I think they're back. It's been a few years since they've been that title Champions League caliber team, but I think this team is back. I think they're here to play. And just like Victoria Pilsen in the last round, I don't see PSV squandering their opportunity here with the way they've been playing. It looks like they've just been ramping up and using these last 3 matches, the 2 friendlies and the cup match they won, just to get ready, get in form, and come out and kick Monaco's ass.
Yeah, look, I mean, this guy Gus Till had the hat trick on the weekend, but Sangare is a future Premier League player. Hoover is a good player. I mean, they have that's a pretty good team. If you're going to tell me you're going to give me, the 2.5 is, or the plus a half is -125, and the plus money is, the money line is plus 245. PSV and draw is -127 as well. I mean, that's an interesting play there. And I just think, maybe. Now look at the team total. Yeah, the PSV team total over 1.5 goals is plus 175. I mean, that offers you a ton of value here. So there's
going to score 2 goals.
Yeah, yep. EJ, I've never heard of half these teams. Yeah, these are right now we're looking at the Champions League qualifiers. So PSV is in Holland in the Eredivisie, and Monaco's in. They're actually not in France. They're in League One, but they're their own country. So, it's a little bit. They're a team from. They're like Swansea City and Cardiff City, who play in England, but are actually from Wales. So, but yeah, listen. If you have any questions, EJ, just let me know, and we'll kind of or let him know. And look, follow us on Twitter here. The prodigal Sean, he's at AM plus money, right?
Yeah,
AM plus money. The Rangers, the 2 late games. Well, one's 2:45, one's 3. USG, I thought looked pretty good on the weekend. They got a big win. They covered. Rangers had to come back and win. That's a tough tie for me because I think both of those teams are pretty even and kind of like a little bit lower tier leagues, not the worst leagues, but, secondary leagues. And then, Benfica, obviously heavy favorite. And I think some of this with Midtjylland has to do with the fact that they've been atrocious so far and really just about snuck through. So, I don't know if you like either of those 2 games.
I don't like the one just because, the Rangers, I don't trust them in this game just because I got a buddy who's from Scotland, and we got like a Rangers club around here apparently, and he goes every Sunday, Saturday morning to the Rangers club to watch the game. But he's been telling me a lot about this team. They sold off a lot of their good players in the transfer window. They still kept a few, but they do have a lot of young players coming up now, and they're going to have to go with the young guys this year. Also, Rangers, they have the experience in this competition. They went all the way to the Europa League final last year. Or was it the Conference League final?
They went to the Europa League final.
Yeah, Europa.
Frankfurt. They lost to Frankfurt in penalties. Aaron Ramsey missed the penalty.
Yeah, so that's what I mean is like that was a 1-1. That was a 1-1 match right there that they lost in penalties. So this is a team that went the distance last year, and I just don't trust them. I thought I need to see them play a little bit first, and maybe Scotland play against some of
Yeah, I
the
don't
league
like this
matches.
first leg, to be honest. This USG team, because I'm going to call him USG because it's Gillois, right? Gillois.
Gillois, I think I really don't
Gillois.
know.
I
I
always
call him
say Gillois.
USG.
Yeah, because I always butcher Gillois, even though I took 8 years of French. But they're pretty good.
Took a whole life of French.
Yeah, man, they're pretty good. I mean, people are kind of all over Rangers in this game, and I'm just like, man, this team's at home, and they're pretty good. They look pretty good on the weekend, and Rangers didn't. I think they had one eye. Rangers had one eye on this game.
Yeah, 100%.
I can't. They turned it on when they had to, so I can't kind of look at them. Bill had a question about Sheriff. Why is Sheriff the underdog against Pilsen? I don't. The line is pretty. I mean, all three of the outcomes are about the same. Like Sheriff's plus 185 here, but I've seen sites where it's plus 175, plus 80, plus 175. I just think, the problem with Pilsen's a good team. Like let's start with that. I mean, they're in a good league. The Czech league's pretty good. But there's not. Sheriff has in the first two rounds here, they don't have a huge margin. They don't give up any goals, but they don't score a lot of goals either. So there hasn't been a lot of margin for error for them. I mean, you see the total goals here over 1.5. I mean, once again, 1-0 is the correct score either way, I'm sure, or 1-1. There hasn't been a lot of margin for error here. So, if Sheriff gives up an early, if something happens, there's a red card, there's a penalty. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, this happens all the time. Like you just give up you're not awake and you just don't switch on and you give up a goal. Pilsen Pilsen's a good team too. So I just think, when you're playing and you're betting these teams where there's no margin for error in these games and you're expecting it's like betting the Wolves every week. A lot of they win a lot 1-0, but they also don't win a lot 1-0. When you're playing for these 1-0 games all the time, if anything, you're inviting pressure late, something like that. Sometimes it's just anything could happen. A lot of times with these Wolves games or even with the Sheriff game, what I would do is, I'll take them at plus 185. And if it's, if they're winning in the 75th minute or something like that, I just cash out. I'll take my money and cash out. I did that a couple times this weekend with a couple bets and just didn't want to deal with, it was like a $10 difference. And I'm like, for $10, I'm just going to take I bet 50 and it was like 92 instead of 100. Like, I'm just going to take the 92 now. Basically bet them at plus 100. And, not worry about the stress of the last 15 minutes because you see these games, they just drop deeper and deeper and deeper, and then they give up goals. But I think it has more to do with the fact that there's, these games are all 1-0 or 0-0. I mean, Sheriff in the last two legs, there's been two 0-0 games and two 1-0 games. So you got a 50% chance of not winning the game. So I think that has to do with it. And once again, Pilsen's a pretty good team.
Yeah, actually, I think Pilsen is the better team there, and I think the reason why you're seeing the line like that is you hit it right on the nose. Sheriff doesn't score goals, and if you watch their attack lately, the two Champions League games that they advanced in, they both won 1-0, both with very late goals. Like I'm talking 70+ minute. I think one was even almost in the 90th in the last one against was it Maribor? So
88th minute, yeah, it was really, really late.
So, and we even gave out 1-0 at the plus 450 final score. So we were like 2 minutes away from losing out on that one. But we definitely, we got that right. But yeah, I think 100% you nailed it. Sheriff's a team that doesn't score goals. Pilsen's a team that scores a lot of goals. Yep. And we saw in the last round, whether they were home or away, they did not squander their chance. They don't get here often because Slavia Prague is like a massive block in that league. You have to get past them to get to this stage. And if you don't, you're sitting there left out every year. Luckily, they don't have to win the league every year because they have that championship round, and that's how they got in this time. I don't think they're going to – I think Slavia Prague's going to be more aware of that this year. They want to get back in Champions League. So I think Victoria Pilsen's not going to squander this opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, when you see – here's the main thing, Bill. Qualify for the next round. Pilsen is minus 250 and Sheriff's plus 175. Like, I know Sheriff was really good last year. They beat Real Madrid, and they got in the Champions League and they did all that stuff. And they did, I think, they kind of announced themselves. But here's the thing here, minus 250, which tells me here, the next game when they play, I depending on what the score is, unless the score here is like 5-0, and even that would probably be, unless it's like something embarrassing or something, Pilsen's going to be favored pretty heavily at home next tie against Sheriff. They're going to be minus 150 or something like that, just because you can see this. And then, obviously if Pilsen goes out and wins 2-0 today, this line's going to be out of control. So, maybe the better way to bet, if you think Sheriff is going to advance, you probably better off betting it here, at plus 175, even, if they don't, if it's 0-0 here or whatever, 1-1, whatever it is, if you think they're going to advance, I would probably bet them here to qualify for the next round instead of maybe betting on the game. But, I would probably want to see how this game plays out before I bet game 2. But, that's basically why the line is like that, I would think. Anything, do you, Sheriff rarely disappoint in the qualifiers over years. Defensively, they're very solid. Yeah, that's why the line, I think, it's going to be 1-0. They don't give up goals. I know Pilsen scores them. They're going to try to hit on the counter. Do they score? Do they not score? It just depends. So, and sometimes that just comes down to the thing. I don't know if did this Benfica game? Do you like that at all? I obviously you can't bet it at minus 345, but
yeah, I'm taking Michelin. Honestly,
I don't think I'm going to take Benfica either at minus 1.5 because I don't, I mean, you might as well take a shot at Michelin at plus 900, right?
That's what my issue is. I'm not going to take a shot on them because I don't know if Michelin wins. Like, I'm not going to take them on the money line. I'm going to take the double chance. I think even the double chance is plus 200 or something like that on this Michelin team.
Yeah, I think it was where is it? Michelin or draw is plus 265.
Yeah, so I'm going to take, that's incredible value for 2 of the 3 results. It's a 66% chance of winning right there. And to me, this is more of a play as Benfica, I think they could definitely win this game at home, but they sold off probably their best striker in the transfer window, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue there for sure. And I just think that this is they're too favored in it. This is more of a value play. Like, this is a ridiculous line. I don't think they should be that much of a favorite considering the moves that they made in the transfer window. And they haven't really played in any competitive matches lately, whereas Michelin, they're coming off a 5-1 win finally in their domestic league, so maybe they have some confidence coming into this game, scoring 5 goals. They've been playing well in both their league matches and against AEK Larnaca in the last round. It's just that it didn't translate to goals for them. But every time they went down, they came right back and scored to tie it like less than 5 minutes later. They stopped there. I don't know what the problem was, but it was like they were almost playing down to their competition. They just thought being in it with the tie was enough, but I don't know. They're coming off the win. I think maybe they have some confidence. They're playing better now. They were never really playing bad. It just wasn't translating into results for them. And I think this is one where they could definitely come away with a draw at least. So I would gladly take 2 of the 3 results at the plus 260.
Yeah, even here, Sportsmo kind of, I know they got, David Neres, and there's going to have some guys going out a little bit, but, Musa up top for the guy that went to the other team that we don't talk about. But yeah, they say 2-1. I mean, I think, you know, when I see stuff like that and I see a big team like Benfica, and you're like, say you read the previews and you're like, man, everybody said the same thing, like 2-1, whatever. I mean, that to me, that means like it's probably a goal in the game. So, you know, maybe Michelin finds the goal. And you know, this plus 900. And, you know, Michelin's not a bad team. I mean, to get plus 900 in a Champions League third round tie for a team that's not really that bad is pretty interesting to me. But, you know, obviously the Michelin or draw is plus 265. Yeah, could Benfica win 4-0? Yeah, of course. I mean, it's Benfica. But, you know, Benfica's just coming into this competition. Michelin's already got their feet under them and been playing a little bit in this. So, yeah. So NB double, any plays today? Yeah, listen, I mean, most of the plays were I had the free play today that I gave out, and I gave out my you know, my play of the day was Eintracht Frankfurt -1. And they're up 3-0 right here. So that's basically the one that, you know, the only other game tonight that we talked about a little bit is the Santos Fluminense, but it's a tough game. I mean, Fluminense is playing really well, but at plus 145 at Santos, it's kind of tough. I mean, you would probably back away from that game, right?
Yeah, if anything, if you really want a play on that game, maybe the over 2.5, because these are both teams that could score. But I don't even know what the line is on that. You might not even be getting a good price on that.
And let me pull that up. Plus 130. It's not terrible.
So they think it's going to be a defensive game. I think there would be goals here just because I think Santos could score at home. They've been playing well there, and Fluminense is in great form right now. They're not as good on the road, but they score a lot of goals. So
I might take a chance. Like, once again, NB double. Like I don't know what like you're playing with. I would maybe, you know, to throw a couple bucks. I wouldn't throw much on this. Maybe I would say maybe $20 on Fluminense. You know, because of their form, but. You know, I wouldn't throw a lot. I would actually probably save your money until tomorrow in some of these games that we've been talking about here, because I think these games offer you a lot more value. Tuesday, what else is?
There's so many games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday too. It's really better off to save. Monday is never really a big day in soccer anyway. It's always just like the one-off game at the end of the week in most of these leagues.
There's some better games. I mean, there's the Copa Libertadores and Copa Sudamericana games, so we're going to get to those. And then Wednesday, obviously, is the other Champions League, and then you got the Conference League and Copa Lib, and then Thursday is, you know, like there's 8,000 games.
Europa League again is back.
Oh, Europa League is back. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Europa League is back, and then there's 6,000 games in the Conference League. It takes up half the page. Yeah, let's man, this time is flying here. Would be amazed if Benfica didn't comfortably. Yeah, I think so. Foxy, but they haven't, you know, I think something's to be said a little bit for these teams that have been playing for a couple that, you know, been playing for a month, and these other teams, you know, that first leg is usually a little bit cagey for these teams that have been playing. So, you know, I think it could be interesting. Wednesday, you got Bodo against Vilnius, and Bodo's a heavy -420 favorite. Karabag against Ferencvaros. Ferencvaros at plus 275 at Karabag. Tough place to play, obviously. Haifa -177 against Limassol. Dynamo Kiev at -103, and Red Star Belgrade coming in here. Cervena Zvezda and against Punic at -590.
I will call them Red Star Belgrade.
Yes.
Who can pronounce that name?
Yeah, well, it's funny because when I write about them, you know, the a couple years ago, the Red Star Twitter loved me because I kept, man, you called them Cervena Zvezda like that. You are an American. I said, yes. He goes, no, you are from Belgrade now. And I said, all right, cool, man. I said, make sure you hook me up when I come over there. Said, yeah, we got you. So like, Bill has the Astros run line, Mets run line. The world is on the Mets. Maybe just Max K's over. So double. There you go. Which do you like any of these games here? That's the Champions League ones.
Yeah, just the one. First, I want to say, just going back to what Fox has said, I'm very clear on this. That was a value play on Michelin. Not every play that I give out is like something I'm for sure in. Sometimes when I just see the value is too
plus 900,
great,
you see plus 900 for Michelin against Benfica. You say, you know what, I'm going to take a shot and throw $10 on it, 10 to win, 9-1.
Yeah, and even the double chance on that kind of team, like as you always say, you get 2 out of 3 results, and you're getting it for like your money, double it, and then some on top of that, triple it, and then some. So that is clearly a value play. Just, yeah, like I said, I know Benfica could win 4-0 in that one, but you got a team that hasn't played the season yet, and against a team that's been heating up, is finally coming off a good result. It's a spot play, spot value play.
Definitely.
But yeah, so for this last day, I don't really like anything. I was looking at maybe the Bodo Glimt team total over, but even the 2.5 is only even money, and that's not even worth it. So the only game I really like is the Sturm Graz, just because the season's been canceled for this Dynamo Kiev team. This is probably one they're going to focus on. But I watched Sturm Graz play Red Bull Salzburg on the weekend, and my God, they were all over them for the entire 90 minutes. This is a very good team. I know they've had an incredible history, normally finishing second and even first place a lot in the Austrian league. So, yeah, they're probably in line for a second place, assuming they don't surpass Red Bull Salzburg this year. That's a team that's definitely probably going to finish second place in the Austrian league, and I think you're getting a ton of value on them, even just taking them double chance if you want. I think you can get it above even money, plus money.
Yeah, I think so. And for me, my play here, I mean, I think Bodo probably wins, but you got to look at the Asian line and
you're -2.
Yeah, I mean, -1.5 is -134. I might put them at -1, 278. Let me see what I got here. And I like Red Star against Punic. I think they're going to annihilate them here, especially at home. The -2 is probably a little bit much, but let's see what -1 is. So -1 gets us -1 for, doesn't even get you to plus money. So I mean, maybe do that. Let me see what that becomes. That's -108. I don't know. If I'm going to do that, I might as well do +2 or -2. That gets you plus 172. But, this Red Star Belgrade team is pretty good. They score some goals. But I think between these games, the Karabakh Ferencváros game, I'm really excited to actually watch that game. I think that's going to be, although I got to Paramount hasn't been showing all the games. They've only been showing like select games, which is kind of driving me nuts. Like I tuned in to watch something the other day, and I'm like, "Where's this game?" Like these are pretty. Some of these teams are smaller teams, but these are going to be some pretty good games here. Karabakh Ferencváros, there's going to be some goals in that. Bodo and Vilnius. I mean, Bodo's north of the Arctic Circle. I mean, these are some smaller teams that you get a little love to if you're a soccer fan. So, so let's.
Yeah, man, I know what you mean. I got blacked out of the Olympiacos game last week. That's why I didn't know what happened, how they lost 4-0. I really wanted to watch that, and I had to go watch another game because it was just straight up like not available. I don't know what the hell that's, but they're a huge team, Olympiacos.
Yeah, I mean, and I will say, like, I mean, Paramount Plus is I got I got a service from I'll tell you off air, but so I can watch every game now. But like. the Paramount Plus is really good usually with, during the season. Every game's on. You can just flip around, and I got the 3 TVs, so I can have 3. I'll watch the 3 TVs on, and people are saying, "How do you watch 3?" I really don't. I just have it on. Usually, I have like United on the big one, and then like whatever on the other ones. But like, I do like to be able to kind of look around and see stuff and take in the information. But Copa Libertadores quarterfinals first leg. Some big games here. Foxy's. This is Foxy's stuff here. What are you looking at anything here?
Taking Flamengo. Very great form. I'm taking Flamengo.
Plus 140. At Corinthians Tuesday night.
That was their last loss in the league. Their last loss in general was to the Corinthians in the league. 1-0 on that own goal that I told you about, where the defender was like at the 6-yard line and he tipped the ball back in towards the net, or else they weren't scoring in that match at all. And we saw already Flamengo gets up for these games. Like they won 1-0 on the road in Colombia, and they came back and won 7-1 at home. So they're not effing around in this one for sure. I think they come out. Corinthians have been playing better lately, but I don't think they can keep up with Flamengo.
I'll be honest. Palmeiras here on Wednesday night at plus 215 is interesting to me. And I know they're playing Atletico Mineiro here, and this Vélez Sarsfield team against Talleres, at minus 150. I mean, any of these games you bet here in this quarterfinal first leg, you're getting some decent value on whatever team. You like either of those 2 Wednesday games?
I do like the Vélez Sarsfield for sure. I think they can come away with a win there at home. This is one that they should get up for. And in the other one, I'll tell you one thing. Atletico Mineiro should not be that favored. They shouldn't even be a favorite at all in that match. And that's all I'm going to say about that one. But the fact that I know they're at home, but the fact that they're even a favorite in this match is such a joke, because Palmeiras is a team that has won every single Copa Libertadores match in the group stage and in their in the last round. They won 5-0 and 3-0, and in all their road games, even in the group stage, 4-1, 5-1, like 2-0, like just ridiculous. The line here is ridiculous.
If you look at the thing, Palmeiras can't beat Atletico Mineiro here. They had 4 draws in a row, and then they lost last year. But this is different, I think. The Copa Libertadores, they won the league, obviously. This is different, I think, for them. And you can get them at a pick at plus 125 in this game. So basically, you're getting, it's what do they call that? Draw no bet. Like, I don't usually do the draw no bet, but like it's the same difference. So yeah, I think that's interesting. I like Sarsfield a little bit too in that game. I think you're getting them at a pretty good price. And then
in the Thursday game, Atletico PR, since I see you changing the lead, Atletico PR over 1.5 team total. I think it's a good play on that one.
Okay. Yeah. And we'll talk more about that on Thursday too. So now the why is there 5 games? Copa Sudamericana, there's only 4 because they didn't. I don't know. They have Sao Paulo and Sierra listed twice. So there's 2 games tomorrow night. Nacional, Montevideo at home, minus 108. And then the second game is Independiente del Valle on the road at plus 115, which is interesting against Teixeira. Wednesday is Sao Paulo and Sierra. Sierra heavy underdog in that game at plus 420, even though they've been playing decent. And then Thursday is Melgar and Internacional. Any looks on those?
Yeah, I tried to look at these games, but I don't know. I couldn't really find anything I liked too much. Just more so, I don't know. Maybe Sao Paulo in this one, just because Sierra's form has started to go down a little bit lately. They just got smashed, I think 3-1 by the Corinthians in a recent match. But Yeah, I don't know. More of a lean in that one. Nothing really strong in this league.
More the Libertadores, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I think sometimes, you know, we got the couple. Let me look at this real quickly. Europa League's not till Thursday. They don't even have the lines up for it. Europa League. No, they don't have the lines for it. Which is annoying. I don't know why they don't have the lines for that.
I can get you some lines on those. Let's see.
Oh, Europa League qualification. I found it.
Oh, did they put it under a different thing? Because it's
they put it in Europa League
qualification.
I'm just and then you click on the Europa League and 7. There's 1, 2, 3,
they
4,
did that with the Champions League too.
7 games, and I think look, we can look at the 800 games in the Europa Conference League, but those teams are not at the same level as these teams. You got Larnaca against Belgrade here. Fenerbahce against Slovako, Malmo, Dudelange. I mean, there's better teams. Linfield against Zurich. Linfield just got beat 8-0 in their last game out. Olympiacos against Slovan Bratislava and Shamrock against our Scoopy. I think there's better teams here, but I don't know where you find the value here with these games. Once again, I'm going to throw the Malmo game out because I don't trust them at all. I know Partizan Belgrade's pretty good, but they're playing at Larnaca, who's been very good. Maybe Fenerbahce and maybe Zurich, and then Olympiacos, obviously, but they look terrible. Any of these games kind of stick out?
Yeah, so Larnaca, I am going to take the shot. Give me the money line. I'm taking it.
I do like that game.
Man, they looked really good against Michelin in the last round. And I got to say, at home in Cyprus, they have a real shot at winning this one. Partizan Belgrade, I don't even think they've played. I don't think they've started their season yet either. So this is a team that, not only are they coming into the first round of European competition for them, but they're coming into their first match of the season since coming right out of the off season there. So I definitely think Larnaca's got a shot in this one. I like them, and I want to take a shot on the money line just based off of what I saw and how they played Michelin.
I would probably take Zurich -1 as well, or even bump it up to 1.25. I mean, Linfield just got absolutely annihilated, and they had a red card in that game, so they have a starter that's not going to be playing.
I'm taking Linfield plus the half.
Paranense Nacional still debating Sao Paulo and Del Val games. Tiffany, thanks for coming on. We had the couple winners already today, but most of the games now are already done. So we're basically for tomorrow, just kind of looking at tomorrow. If you want to look at Plus Money's Twitter, go to his Twitter. I will hold on 1 second. I will post that. It's AM_Plus Money, right?
Yeah.
Is there any? It looks like AM Plus Money.
AM
_Plus Money.
Yeah, underscore. Pretty sure. I don't even know my own tag now.
I think that's it.
Now you got me questioning.
It's usually on your thing, but now you got your name on there. So
yeah, I switched.
Yeah. But just go to his Twitter account. Look him up, and he will post every pick that we have from today for tomorrow, Tiffany, and then you can do that. I do have a premium baseball play as well, but I know Bill talked about Astros run line, Mets run line, World's on the Mets because what's his name?
Scherzer, but Corbin's also been a gas can all season. So
yeah, and that, I think the reason Soto hasn't gone yet, maybe is apparently they're making teams take Corbin with the deal. Oh,
Yeah, and he's got like a 6 points.
oh,
His
terrible,
ERA is north
terrible.
of 6. He's given up like 5 runs or more in his last 3. It's just awful, 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 awful.
Any of these MLS games kind of I'll be honest, I thought the Red Bulls played half pretty well against Barcelona the other night. Barcelona has been annihilating teams from the MLS, and I thought they looked pretty good. I don't know about the Sounders and the Dallas game. I mean, all these games are like the same. Wednesday, I don't see any Austin FC, so I'm probably going to pass on most of these games, to be honest with you. I don't know if you see one that you like.
Yeah, I like Charlotte. I don't think
Well,
DC deserved to win their last game. Charlotte's been pretty good at home this year. Uh, they their match was postponed this weekend, so they haven't played since that 4-0 destruction in Toronto, and I think they still have a bad taste in their mouth from that. So I think they'll bounce back at home here with a win.
that's interesting. Yeah, for me, like it's going to be, if you have any questions about MLS, please leave them here. I'm probably once these leagues start, like Saturday, like Sunday I'll be at the Manchester United game in England. It's like once the Premier League games start, it's going to be really hard for me to like start to keep focusing on these games because I'm watching so many. Watford with a 1-0 win, big win there, plus money. But the Sudamericana games are midweek at night, so I can kind of focus on them. Like I'm usually doing, I'm usually home and not really doing stuff. So I'll put those games on while I'm doing work or whatever. But once these main games start, like next week, the Super Cup in midweek, it's going to be really tough for me to DC game was wild. Back Rooney to win in minute 90. I was thinking this team is finished. Yeah, look, I mean, I thought I liked the over in that game. That was my play, the premium play for the day. I mean, just all week. I was 8-0 with my picks on the weekend on all the premium stuff. Like so, I just thought it was going to go over. I was nervous, but I thought there was going to be some goals in that game. I think they're going to start playing better. Rooney is you saw what Derby County did. They were terrible, and he had them fighting until basically the second to last game, and they had no business being there with the 21-point deduction. What do you have today? I had Eintracht Frankfurt -1 was my main play, and I think I have one baseball game. I don't play a lot of baseball because, to be honest, who are you going to take? The Yankees -190. It's just hard. I mean, the Mets are the best play on the board, but they're -250. And you get, Scherzer, it's -148 at -1.5. I mean, you're not even getting any value. I mean, look, I say this, I don't want to play -150 and -160 and -170. You might, so that you might like that game. The Mets probably there, but maybe the Astros, but I don't know. The Dodgers Giants game I think is interesting, but both those pitchers are pretty good.
The Giants swept the Dodgers at home, and the Dodgers swept the Giants at home in their last meeting. So
I'll be like, the problem for me now is like, once again, I'm not wasting money. This is just me. There's enough soccer games for me to handicap under for Thursday night. Yeah, look, Bill. Yes, I'm gonna have a NFL show in here. We're gonna have a real big NFL show, and a college show. We had a show called How to Bet last year. It's all documented for Rake Tech. We taped it at Ryder, and we hit like 73% of our parlays for the season. Like 21 weeks, I killed it. Like 13, 14 parlays. 15 parlays, something like that. We absolutely, if you want to go look at it, go under YouTube and go to howtobet.com. And I write all the previews for, I'll show you here. It's howtobet.com. So all these previews, when you go here, exclusive, the podcast is here. So you can see my podcast. I had crazy hair last year. but recent episodes here. So you can go under there. But when you go to NFL odds, I do all the previews Thursday night, and it'll just be right at the top. So Thursday night football is Friday night football. All this stuff. It's cool. Obviously it won't come up for me now because it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, just go here and you can kind of see. But we do all kinds of stuff. So we'll have a show. Yeah, double listen. Go follow him. Follow AM Plus Money on Twitter. I don't know if you have Twitter, and he will post all the plays that we like today.
It might be 2 tweets just because there's a lot of them, a lot of different leagues.
Yeah. So follow us here on Twitter. Our Twitter hashtag's at the bottom. If you follow, mine is the Prodigal Sean, and if you go to the Amargo football account, that's specific soccer stuff, soccer news. Dan Marino for MVP. Laces out. Yeah, look, we're going to be doing NFL stuff. I know, I don't. Do you need to have Twitter to see people's Twitter though?
I don't think so. I don't have a private account or anything, so you should be able to view it.
Yeah, you should be. You don't even. I don't think you need an account. NB double. I think you could just go on there and post. Under for the Hall of Fame game. Yeah, Bill, that's my favorite. I gave that out on ESPN.
Is there a chat? I can type them into the chat here.
That game's going to be like 10-7 or something like that.
I just got to figure out how to type in the chat now.
Trying to think, is there a way to do that? You can't do it afterwards, right?
I don't know. It's not even letting me type. It just lets me look at it.
Double, send me your email. I don't know if you want to put it on here or we're gonna try to figure out how to do that. The only problem is once the show's over.
Here, hold on. I'm gonna go on my phone and I will just type them in.
Did you already do it did you already do the picks?
No, I'm gonna have to type them one by one.
Here,
it's okay. I'll do it for NV. I don't mind.
NB double.
Okay. All right.
Double. Any picks y'all like today or tomorrow? Yeah, we're going to post tomorrow's plays. Let me just recap. Today is basically the games are done for today. Tomorrow, you like Flamengo, right?
Yeah.
So Copa Libertadores, the South American tournament. Flamengo plus 140. All these odds are. I use Park, so whatever you use, whatever you are. Wednesday is Vélez Sarsfield minus 115. We'll go over these tomorrow if you're watching. But tomorrow, Corinthians at plus one or Flamengo at plus 140. That's late at night. During the day, the games are. You said PSV, right?
PSV plus a half. Yeah, I'm typing them in right now.
PSV
doing league by league.
PSV or draw, double chance. I think here minus 127. You get 2 of the 3 outcomes. We're big on those. AEK, AM plus money. Oh, that's you.
Yeah, I'm typing them in.
So the first one here is Ludogorets money line.
Yeah, that's the Champions League.
PSV plus 5. And I think what you could do is, you could also do PSV double chance minus 127 if that works. Oh, man, it always does this stuff. Yeah. So PSV He likes Flamengo money line, Vélez Sarsfield, Atletico PR team total over.
All right, that's all of them.
Charlotte for tomorrow. So these are all for tomorrow. Now you obviously, if you want to, the show links. If you can go back and watch the show on YouTube, just use the link. And obviously at the end, if you want to click all the way to the end of the show and kind of just go through the chat here and see what they are, you can kind of go through there. But yeah, definitely. And listen, I know we got a couple new people here. Double thanks, Don Play. Thank you. If you're, who else? Tiffany, Danielle. I think you've been on before. EJ, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Obviously Bill and Fox, you're here all the time. My man Lex Steele. We got some people all the time, but yeah, Double. There's not really much for today because the games are already done. There's only really the one game tonight in Brazil. We don't really love that game, but more for tomorrow. And then during the week we'll also have some. Sometimes I'll look at the rugby and sometimes we'll look at the other stuff. So we will keep you posted on that. All right, so that's our show for today. I appreciate. Thanks for watching. We're here every day. During the week. I'm going to be in Manchester on the weekend, so we won't do the weekend show until I get back. But we'll start doing the weekend show to be able to kind of look at this stuff. Maybe we'll do, I don't know, maybe I'll come on and do a quick Sunday night show. MLB, I don't know. I like that. I like the Mets, but once again, you're getting them at crazy money. And I think I forget who my other play was. Hey, any of these decent teams, you got to lay so much money. Maybe do a parlay on the Mets and the Astros.
If you're looking for a dog, maybe take the Orioles. They've been hot. Big dog running on the road.
Yeah, but I'm gonna. I don't want to go crazy with baseball because I haven't looked. I don't want to give you a lot of stuff and not look. I mean, the soccer stuff I kind of looked at. So, all right. So that's our show for today. Thanks for watching. We'll be here tomorrow, same time, and we will see you. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, and all the plays are on there. So I'll see you.